Hey, what is up guys? Alex here from technicalclass.com, coming to you with a review of the Transcend DrivePro 200. This is a car dash cam called here the car video recorder. You know what these are. These are the ones that are, spreading videos all across Facebook where people are counterflowing and stuff like that. So this is a black box for your car that records video while you drive, so that when you get into an accident or something important happens, you have evidence of that event. So this is the Transcend DrivePro 200, priced at about 6,000 pesos or about 120 US dollars. It's one of the higher end variants out there, but it is unfortunately a little long in the tooth. This was introduced back in 2014, if I remember correctly. We're going to review this right now though and see if it's worth the money. We'll see you guys in just a bit. Alright, so here's what's inside the box of the DrivePro 200. A lot of paperwork that's not related to the product. Apple solutions, external hard drives and solid state drives, USB flash drives, those are leaflets. We have a warranty card for the product and some warnings right there. 16 gig micro SD is bundled in the package, which is nice. You know it's compatible because it's made by Transcend and everything. Wi-Fi password right here stuck on the LCD behind the display. And we have a composite video cable. Not a lot of people use these anymore, and that's probably why. They were okay back in 2014, maybe not anymore. Here's a suction cup mount. This is kind of cool. There's one that is a 3M, permanent sticker mount. This is the suction cup version, and this is good if you want to take it off your dashboard every now and then. And we have a super long, I believe this is probably around 6 feet, USB micro B, if I remember correctly, cable that terminates into the lighter socket of your car, which will power the Transcend DrivePro 200. Alright guys, so here is the Transcend DrivePro 200 in the flesh, and you can see it is about the size of my palm with a little bit of extra, circular area for the lens. As you can see, we have a 1080p 30 FPS shooter here, wide angle lens, 160 degree lens here, pretty wide. Wi-Fi capabilities. Here's the speaker, that's the microphone if I remember correctly. Transcend logo right there. On the right side we have video out, and then the DC in, which is the micro type B. On the bottom we have nothing. On the left side we have the emergency button. You press this if you want to keep the recording locked up and not get overridden. We have the micro SD slot on the left side, and on the back we have the Transcend logo, the 2.4-inch LCD, some 4 buttons here to power, and then an LED light right here, up down buttons, and a Wi-Fi button. Pretty decent looking Transcend DrivePro 200, and on top we have the mount so you can put it in your car, like so. Alright, so as far as the design goes, it's a pretty good looking dashboard camera and feels pretty good as well. It's pretty solid. All of the ports are well laid out, and the 2.4-inch display is pretty big and nice. The buttons feel very, very good, very tactile. And the only thing I complain about is the chrome ring around the lens, because that makes it easier to spot on your dashboard, and so if people want to steal your dash cam, they might easily spot this ring. And I would probably just color that black if I were to own this particular car dash cam. Alright, let's power this guy up and look at the user interface. It will automatically power up when you put in power and start recording, as you can see right there on the upper left corner. This is how the car dashboard cameras go. Once you power them, i.e. starting your car, they will start recording immediately. So as you can see, very easy to use interface here. Let's check our protected files right here. This one, yeah, as you can see, this one is when we drove over a big pothole, and that is the user interface. Let's go to the settings real quickly. As you can see, we can change the resolution, exposure value, video length, video stamp, voice recording, loop recording, volume, G sensor. You can set that from disabled to high. Auto display off, daytime settings, language, light frequency. That's just for, you know, when you're in the PAL area, and you can upgrade firmware and stuff like that. Pretty simple user interface overall, but it's actually quite nice because it's easy to navigate, in my opinion. Now, if you want to, for example, if you want to save a certain file, you press the emergency record button, pow, and it'll start emergency recording. This is a protected file 10 seconds before I press the button and 50 seconds after I press the button, which lets you, you know, save important events when you're driving, for example, when you want to report an accident or stuff like that. Alright, so the G sensor actually works the same way. So we'll just set the G sensor here to low, back out, and go back to the recording. Once it feels a little jolt, it will start saving that in a locked file because it thinks you know, hit somebody or something and wants to keep, you want to keep that in a protected file. So it'll start recording a protected file if you turn on the gyroscope sensor, which is a nice feature. Alright, so one thing that you should note on this dash cam is it doesn't have any 60 FPS modes, only does 1080p 30, 720p 30, which means you should just ignore the 720p and just go 1080p. In terms of features though, it only has a G sensor, which a lot of other dash cams have, and the other dash cams have other features like parking sensor and, you know, motion detector, although you know, some of them are battery type, and that's something I haven't mentioned before. This is a capacitor type dash cam, which is better for hotter climates because batteries will die under the hot sun. Alright, so real quickly, we are going to check out the Wi-Fi capabilities of the DrivePro 200, and this is something unique to this product because not a lot of dash cams have Wi-Fi, and this is kind of a convenience feature for Transcend users, as you can see, and says do not use the app while driving. Thankfully, we're not driving. As you can see, it gives you a live feed of the actual you know, dash cam. There's a little bit of lag there, maybe about, you know, it goes up to 10 seconds. It depends on your Wi-Fi signal, of course. You can change the settings from here, which is nice, so you can actually play around with your settings back here with your Wi-Fi, which I would suggest because it's easier, or you can browse the videos from your phone. It'll first get a list. As you can see, we'll just scroll back to Sunday. I don't know where this part is. And there we go. As you can see, we're driving in the rain, in the dark. This is a bit of the sample of the low light capabilities, which I'll show you more in just a bit. But that's how the Wi-Fi works. You can actually save these files, but it does take a little longer to copy them, so I'm not going to do them right now. Alright, so what is the video quality though? What is the performance and everything of the dash cam? Well, I have to admit, the video quality is quite good. It's very decent. Even though this model is 2 years old, the quality is still pretty good day and night. Newer dash cams though have 60 FPS, and you may be able to find higher quality ones out there, maybe for the same price, maybe for a lower price, but they will not probably have Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Like I said, the quality is more than enough for day and night. And here is a nighttime shot. As you can see, part of the wall here was blown towards the road, which can cause accidents, and it was clearly seen, at least, you know, decently on the video from the Transcend. Audio though is really bad. There is no excuse. It sounds like garbled, and it sounds like underwater pretty much. Once it feels a little jolt, it will start saving that in a locked file because it thinks you know, hit somebody or something and wants to keep. Actually, gusto ko ng software ng dashcam nila because marami siyang features. May ano siya, may internal battery, which is most likely not a good thing. Kasi for hotter climates. The video cuts are decent though, and there will be no skips when you join them using a video editor. What I do like though is the capacitor in the Transcend DrivePro 200, which I've been mentioning repeatedly over this review, because most cheaper dash cams out there use batteries, and batteries will die out, especially in the Philippine heat. This Transcend DrivePro 200 has a capacitor which is resistant to heat, so you can leave it on your dashboard even during hot days. Wi-Fi is pretty good as well, and it is handy when you want to copy files. I don't use it often, and I don't think you will need it as often as you would want, particularly because you probably want to avoid accidents, and when you avoid accidents, you don't need to copy those files. Alright guys, so what's the verdict on the Transcend DrivePro 200? Well, here are the pros and cons. Number one is it's got good video quality. As you can see from the dark and daytime shots, they're very understandable. It's very easy to know what kind of cars are driving. The plate numbers are easy to read, at least for maybe 20 meters ahead of you. The user interface is very, very easy to understand. The build quality and buttons are very good. The Wi-Fi capabilities are handy, and the capacitor design is very good for the climate that we have in the Philippines. That said, the cons though are there's a shiny chrome ring in front, which is absolutely unnecessary. The audio quality is absolutely unusable, and already an old model of dashcam. This DrivePro 200 is already 2 years old, and it's showing because it doesn't have some of the newer features that other dashcams have. And one of the last cons right now for this kind of product is that the competition is super fierce. And I have to say, you can buy a dashcam, a semi-decent dashcam, probably not a good nighttime dashcam, for 700 pesos. And they can go between 700 pesos to 6,000 pesos. And you can buy a lot of different varieties of dashcam from between those prices. And you'll probably find something you like. And you don't necessarily need to pony up 6,000 pesos for this guy, unless you want some decent quality, some decent build quality, Wi-Fi, and the capacitor design. So, what is the conclusion on the Transcend DrivePro 200? Well, Transcend puts itself in a precarious situation here with the DrivePro 200. Its age is showing because of how fast the dashcam industry has improved ever since this model was introduced. Thankfully, the video quality is still good, but audio quality might as well just be turned off. It's so bad. Wi-Fi is a nice addition, but ultimately it's the reliability of the capacitor design and the Transcend brand that will make people buy this device. Alright guys, that's about it for our review of the Transcend DrivePro 200. Hope that helps you out, and if it does, give me a like, subscribe, and check out my other videos. I'm Alex from thetechnoclass.com. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.